The only way to move faster is to slow down. Not slowing down can cost you invaluable time, money, and sometimes your reputation. A while back, I was working on an agreement with a seller, and it happened to be the third or fourth agreement that I was working on that day. Now, that agreement had a couple iterations, and by the end of the day, I was almost seeing cross-eyed. But I knew that I had to get this agreement out, or at least I thought I did. Now, what I did was I ended up sending out the wrong agreement. I had to then go ahead and backtrack once I discovered that that was the wrong agreement. And of course, I didn't figure that out because I was moving so damn fast until, about a day or two later. So now, as you can imagine, I had to pick up the phone, make phone calls to the sellers. Explain to them what the difference was between the next agreement that I was about to send out to them. And then I also had to make sure that their attorney that they're about to get involved with understood the different clauses that I added on to, of course, the most updated agreement. It was a bit of a nightmare and could have cost me not only, money, because if that deal didn't go through, we could have lost out on, as you know, and as you have heard us speak about, 3 paydays that equaled up to at least $75,000. It certainly cost me a lot of time because it went from a 30-minute activity of filling out an agreement to a 2-hour, 2.5-hour process of kind of rallying the troops and getting everybody on the same page. And then it could have cost us our reputation because when you start sending out multiple agreements, it doesn't look like you know what the heck you're doing. Now, all this was just caused because I was running 1,000 miles an hour and I didn't stop and slow down. Now, this has been something that has been going on my entire life. So what I've had to do is put in some rules for me to follow. And I'm sure you can attest to this as well. So from here on out, I make sure that I don't double book anything in my calendar. Because the reason why I was moving so fast is I knew that I had an additional appointment that was coming up. So the time in which I was working on agreements moved into the time in which I had another appointment. Now, taking that the next step further, I now secure at least 15 to 20 minutes in between appointments or in between time blocks. So that way I put myself in the best position to be successful. And lastly, I save time at the end of the day for overflow. When you're dealing with some very specific and money-making activities, such as putting together these agreements or really closing a deal, you're going to want to make sure that you save time or overflow time at the end of your days. So that way it doesn't bleed into the next day, but you still give yourself a buffer where just in case you didn't finish something in the time block, you're set up and you're secure. And we talk about a lot of these great tools on our YouTube channel that you're watching right now. So I do encourage you to just go ahead and click the button, subscribe, and go ahead and follow through these Motivational Mondays or the Thursday Q&As so that way you can utilize these tools and resources so that way you can be most successful when it comes to this business. So go ahead and click the subscribe button and we'll see you next week.